Okay, are we live here? Let's find out here. You'll have to forgive me. It's been a while since I've done a legitimate live stream. Okay. I'm just gonna check. Okay, here we go. Good to go. Well, hello. I am just going to check in on my audio here since I'm doing this all by my onesie here. I don't know if anybody's going to even be on for the live today. Okay. All right, we're good to go. So, yeah, I'm kind of popping on here impromptu. So, I haven't done a live stream in a long time. So I figured it was time to start trying to bring that back a little bit. I'm going to be working on an abstract watercolor and ink painting. So if you've seen anything on my channel at all, you will know that I do quite a bit of watercolor. So yeah, so I figured it'd be fun to do kind of a live thing. I just spilled water on my paper here. That's okay. That's kind of a bit to work with here. If you're watching the replay later on, leave a comment, tell me hi. So anyways, I've gone ahead and I've prepared my space just a little bit, and I've taped off the edges of my watercolor paper, and I am using the Arteza 12 set of pan watercolors, and I kind of just use random paintbrushes, whatever I feel like using at the time. So this is a number 3 round, and then I've got a 1/2 inch flat and a 1 inch flat. So I was kind of thinking about what kind of colors I wanted to work with here. Hi Nancy. And I think one thing I have not tried is I have not done kind of a monochromatic black white with a color pop, so I'm kind of leaning towards that. Again, if you've watched any of my videos, I do a lot of abstract, and I have a style and I have kind of a technique down, but I'm going to try some new stuff today. So I bought myself some white India ink. I've seen this used, well, okay, I've seen alcohol ink used, but I figured I would give India ink a try and see what that does. And then I also bought some gold pearlescent powder pigment. So I'm going to try those today and see kind of what happens. But first things first, I'm going to get some of my colors kind of figured out and mixing. So I usually test out everything on a scratched piece of paper. Hi Kate! So let's see what we got here. I usually work with 2 different jars of water, cup, jar, whatever. Same. So one for clean water for mixing and one for cleaning out my brush. So let's just see what we've got for colors. Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of white ink either, Kate. I just saw it in a random watercolor abstract video and I wanted to give it a try. So that's pretty dark. Geez, that's just the that's just the watercolor. I wasn't expecting it to be that dark. So let's see if we can water that down just a little bit. It's nice to have the concentrate from the pan, but sometimes I want it to be just a little bit less. So I don't want to do a monochromatic. I want to have some grays in there too. Okay, that's a little better. Then I can What I will do is I'll usually lay down my color first and then go in with the straight color and just tap it in and let it bleed a little bit. So that's kind of my signature technique, really, is just to have that really smooth transition back and forth. So that's my black. Let's see. I'm gonna just plop that white ink in here and see what that does. I should probably shake this, shouldn't I? Does it even say to shake it? I have no idea. We'll shake it for good measure. I'm just doing an abstract watercolor today, Kate. Haven't done one in a while. I think I've done a few shorts, and I did the last longer video was a photo manipulation. So I figured it was time to satisfy all my peeps who like abstract stuff, the watercolor. Well, thanks for jumping on, you guys. I wasn't expecting anybody. So that's kind of fun. Let's see. Let's do a little bit of a flick here. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, well, that's neat. I'm definitely using that. You get kind of the little, I don't even know if that's gonna come in right, but the neat little bleed effect that's happening there. Yeah, I like that. Let's throw some of the pearlescent pigment in there. And you know what? I'm gonna grab a different brush for this, just because I don't want to put gold pigment in there and then have it stuck on my brush and not be able to paint without the glitter. I wonder if I should just put this on clear or if I should try it in the white. Let's try both. If I'm not mistaken, a little goes a long way with this stuff. Ooh, Kate, that's exciting. I would totally go supply shopping with you. I get most of my stuff at Hobby Lobby, but there are some specialty things that you have to just order online. Shouldn't leave my paintbrush in my water. Somebody yelled at me in a video for that one. Let me know if the volume is loud enough here. I did kind of listen on my phone, but you let me know if it needs to be a little louder. Oh, that's interesting. I think I would need more in the white. Let's try it in the clear. Ooh, potent. I think I had a little bit more pigment in that one. Oh yeah, that's fun. Let's add just a little bit more in there. I think especially that white. Awesome. Thanks, Kate. It's really weird. So in the white, it's just kind of milky. But I mean, you get a little bit of the gold in there, but I don't know if that's quite what I'm going for here. Uh-oh. Forgot to tell my husband I was live streaming. Hello, dear.
Hello, dear.
I'm in the middle of a live stream right now, so can I call you back?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Love you. Go figure. He doesn't call me all day. And then as soon as I turn on a live stream, that's when everybody wants to call. I definitely like the clear a lot better. Although the white gives kind of a weird, almost rim effect. You get kind of the gold around the white ink, like it's separated. But the gold definitely comes out a little bit stronger on the straight black. So I think I'm going to just do it in the clear. Let's do that. Now, the only other thing was I wanted to do kind of a pop of red, but not just any red, because I feel like the wrong kind of red feels obnoxious. That might be too much water. I always make the mistake when I'm mixing colors. I add way too much water, and then I have such a hard time getting it pigmented enough. Let's see. Yeah, I'm excited to see what this pigment looks like in the painting itself. This is a jacquard pigment, so got that. I picked that up at Hobby Lobby. All right, let's figure out a red here. I like this set of 12 from Arteza because the pigment is pretty hardcore. You get a lot of concentration from it. And it's got a good selection of colors that make it easy to mix pretty much any color you really need. Honestly, I think sometimes like the test the test papers are just as satisfying as the painting itself. Let's see. I like that, but I think I want it just a little bit more of a brighter pop. I think I'm going to go back in with my cadmium red. This particular red, I'm using alizarin crimson, cad red, and then a little bit of the rust color from this pack. Almost there. A little bit more. Let's do that. Yeah, I think I like that. I think that'll go well with my color palette there. So I've got the red, the black, and then my gold in there. And I think I'm going to still kind of pepper in some of the white in there. So that's my game plan. We'll see how this turns out. Usually I don't have too many abstracts that I hate, but I do come across one every once in a while. This was one of them, actually. Wasn't too happy with that one. Too much water. Way too much water. All right. So then this is also a pad of paper that I got from Hobby Lobby. So it's I want to try the Arches watercolor, but to be honest, they are so expensive that I have a hard time justifying getting it. So this is premium watercolor paper that I get from Hobby Lobby. Where do you get your watercolor paper? Oh, I just answered that. Haha, you knew. Yeah, local art stores, they should have, honestly, they should have some form of watercolor paper, but I guess I really don't go anywhere besides Hobby Lobby, so I guess I can't really speak for other stores, but this is what I usually use. But I've been meaning to try Arches watercolor paper because I think that's 100% cotton, and this one, actually, I don't even know if it says. Yeah, it doesn't. It just says acid-free paper. But I know the Arches is like 100% cotton. So I feel like if I did that, I would want to do like something really nice, like a animal portrait or something. We'll see. Okay, let's start with a bigger brush here. And I just went in my dirty water. I want my clean water here. Do you have like a Michaels or something? Or Joann's? I'm just gonna go in with my first color here, and I like the kind of jagged edge lines and stuff. Usually I would use rubber cement, but I think that would take too long to dry in here, so I do have my hair dryer here, and I will mute the microphone if I use it, but okay. So I'll start off there, then I'm gonna go in with my smaller brush and tap some a little bit more in here so I get that really hard edge. I took a watercolor class from Aaron Blaze, and in the middle of the lesson he was talking about being able to transition your lines, and like it's definitely a skill set, but it made me think, what kind of texture could you produce if you intentionally wanted the hard lines and whatnot? So that's kind of where that came from. Oh, you don't live in America. Okay. Saudi Arabia. Yep, I have absolutely no knowledge of what you would even find there. But I think you would have pretty good luck if you ordered something online. Okay. That's our first one, and then I'm actually going to let that dry and flip this and do a little bit on the other side. And same thing, I'm just going to go in with my water and pull that down. Ugh, everything, well, yeah, everything's expensive anyways. That stinks. Although I've actually seen people do fairly well with even like the really cheap watercolors from Crayola. That's actually where I first started We had to do like a seashell painting or something in high school, and like I kind of thought it was dumb that we were using Crayola, but it actually turned out really cool. So what time is it for you over there in Saudi Arabia? Too much. It's really important when you're laying down this first layer that when you go in, that first time that you pull all that water down so that when you lay in your heavier color that you get that harder edge towards where it's dry, but then it'll bleed down and transition into the lower side. Oh, 11 p.m. Yeah, I would be in bed. All right, let's see. Now I'm gonna flip it back around. And since I didn't put a ton of water down here, so like this should be relatively dry, so I can go in with another layer and kind of get some more depth in there. Layering is pretty much life. The only bad part is like when this is still kind of wet, then you have to be careful when you go over it again, otherwise it'll bleed more. So I think I'll just come in, I'll just go real gentle in here. Won't work that too much. See, right there I went in too much and I didn't get enough water down in the first place, so I got a hard edge where I didn't want one. That's okay, we'll work it out. I'm sorry to hear that you've been sick. It really stinks. My little guy, he'll be 3 in June, but he's been coming off of something. He's been kind of sick off and on for the past 2 weeks, and the other day he slept until 11:30 in the morning. He's usually up by probably 8 o'clock or whatever, so that was quite unusual for him. But sickness does that. There we go. I did lose a little bit of that layering right in there, but it's still visible, so I will just deal with it. Alright. See if I can avoid that problem here. I think I'll just come up right in the center in here. Oh yeah, he's doing okay. Just the mistake that we made is that when he when he gets sick, it's like okay, he'll be fine for like a day, and then when he's feeling better, we'll go out and we'll have some fun, and then he way overdoes it, plays too hard, and then he gets sick again. He usually comes out of it. Usually, like, he always comes out of it. That makes me sound like a really irresponsible parent. Okay, I think I went a little too dark here, so I'm just gonna dab up some of that excess water. There we go. Being a bit unconventional here. Oh, what is this? Okay, I just got a piece of plastic on my paper. Come out of there. Naughty. Alright. Okay. I think I'm at the point where I need to blow dry it a little bit. So let me just mute my microphone here so I don't blow your guys. Okay, hold on. There we go. All's well. And yes, I am using tape on the border here just because I don't know, I'm kind of addicted to that like really clean white edge when you pull the tape off. It's super satisfying. Okay. Now I kind of want to do a little bit more layering in here. I'll do maybe another strip on each side, and then I will go in with kind of the fun, well, yeah, okay, let's do this. I'm gonna do another couple black strips, and then I'm going to drop in some of my white ink in some of the wet spots and see what that does. Kind of got into my mode here, so I forgot what I was originally doing. I'm forgetting which brushes I'm using here. Okay, and while that's still wet, let's come in with my white ink here. You know what? I think I might use this gold mixed one and see. I have tried calligraphy. I have this love-hate relationship with anything that has to do with handwriting. I want so badly to be good with calligraphy or hand lettering, and I'm just not. Oh yeah, that's kind of a neat effect. I will have to post some up close pictures on my Instagram or something, because the speckling around the perimeter from the pearlescent is really cool. There we go. Well, that's fun. I like that. Get another strip on the other side here. Cursive. Curse the cursive. Like I can do cursive just fine, but I remember my dad talking to me about how cursive was supposed to be faster, and I don't know, like I'm sure if you got good at it, it makes sense because then you never had to pick up your pen. But yeah. I like the idea of cursive. I just don't execute it super well. I think I got a little bit too dry in here. Kind of lost track where my water was going. It's kind of cool. Some of the splattering came up over here, and because it's waterproof, it's not bleeding, which is kind of neat. Different things give different effects. Let's do some more splattering down below. 'Cause why not? Oh yeah, that one's cool. I got some spider webbing in there. I need to be really careful not to overwork this. That's my biggest problem with any kind of abstract or painting is I want to keep working it, and I need to know when to quit. Okay, let's go in with the hair dryer again, and then we can do some fun stuff with the red. Mute my mic here. All right, now we can go in with our red here. Make sure my brush is good and cleaned out so I don't muddy up my red too much. All right, so I'm thinking I don't want to do too much. It's really easy to overdo color. Baby pink. I don't know. Oh, you know what? No, that a baby pink would be kind of cool. Kind of give me like sakura tree vibes. You know, I didn't plan for that, but I may have to keep that in mind for another painting, because there is this really cool painting that I saw. It was a digital painting of like a cherry tree, and it was like lava rock everywhere. So you had like black rocky outcrops and then a lava flow. It was the coolest picture. So like when you add that color in, it just kind of gives me visuals. See, I want to keep some of my white in here. I don't want to get rid of all of it. Ooh, that's fun. See, that's like the satisfying thing here is like you just touch some of the pigment in there and you'll watch it go. Probably added too much water, but I don't care. Ooh, that's really cool. Let's get some. See, this was something else that I learned from Aaron Blaze, is just by tipping it back and forth, you can get this really even coverage across the whole thing. I'm really glad I added those speckles in before. It looks really cool. Hoo-hoo. Then, let's go in with our fine brush and get a little bit more of a raw edge in there. Yeah, it was a lot of water. That's gonna take a little bit to dry. Luckily, we're kind of in the final stages of it. These watercolor paintings do not take very long, which makes them a bit more relaxing, in my opinion. Sometimes I will spend like 12 or 13 hours on a drawing or a painting, and you kind of get sick of looking at it after a while. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Then I think it'd be really fun when this is all dry to just go in with like some gold streaks in here. Just get like little lines. So I think let's do a little bit of red down here too. Not much. I don't want to overdo this. I do like watercolor. I will say that it can be a little frustrating if you're looking for something with more control. Like, it's a lot more fun to, like, okay, if I'm doing like a portrait of something, I would much rather go with acrylic just because it's much more set in stone and like easier to control than watercolor. But I love I do love the unpredictability of watercolor as well. So different applications, I suppose. Like I've seen people do full scale realistic portraits all in watercolor, and blows my mind. I think I'm going to just do a little wash down here of red because I want some more red down here, but I don't want it quite as bold. I still want the focus to be right in there. And then I might just take that intensity down a little bit here. There we go. That's kind of a neat little effect. And now I feel like I have to do something up here. Balance it out a little bit. We'll just do a little bit. There you go. Not quite a baby pink, but it's just a slight subtle wash of that red color. There we go. Alright, let's dry this thing off and then we can go in with our gold. And mute the mic. All right, we are in the home stretch. Oh, I hear you. I hear you completely on the confidence factor. I kind of almost get panicky if I can't go back and like fix something. So watercolor, like that's one thing is like you can undo some minor mistakes with watercolor, but it's a lot harder, I would say. Like, I think that's why I'm not necessarily drawn to painting as much in general. I do much better with pencil drawings and colored pencil. I don't even colored pencil to some extent. It's harder to undo. So, struggles. Let's see. Gonna check out my gold here. Oh wow. Okay, that actually did dry a little bit more kind of opaque as it dried. So let's give this a shot. You know what? I think I'm going to outline that main red bit with gold and see what I think of that. This is kind of feeling almost like a geode, like, you know, those geode cakes kind of thing. kind of getting that a little bit, like the geode rock. That's kind of cool. I think, let's see, I need to mix up some more of my gold here. If you ever try watercolor painting, these little plastic syringes are a beautiful thing. Well, thank you for that. I feel like there's a lot of different applications for like just random abstract for like background or just kind of vibe check kind of things. I think that's the only one I'm gonna outline. So let's just do a couple random lines. I almost feel like I want a skinnier paintbrush. You know what I should have done? Was gotten like a gold pen or something. That would have been cool. Yeah, I've been wanting to try these pearlescent pink pigments for a while now, and I can't say that I've been disappointed. So I might have to go back and get like a silver or, ooh, a purple would be really cool. Outlining the border, I don't know. I kind of like the border just being like a straight white. Maybe that's just my personal preference. Okay, I better stop there. I'm gonna overdo it. Well, it's coming together. I think the gold is hard to kind of see though. Let's do a little bit more with the white splatters. I think let's just, yeah. Grab my brush here. Maybe I will even do a, let's just go inside one of these little gold streaks too. See what that does. Or we'll just deviate right outside of it. On the fly. right. Well, let's see. I'm actually gonna wrap that up right there. So let's go in one more time with our hair dryer, and then I will peel the paint off. Not the paint, the tape. I will peel the tape off. All right. Let's take the tape off here. Let's see if any of it leaked underneath here. That's my biggest thing. Like, ugh. I hate it when it bleeds underneath. Yeah, we got some bleeding. It's not terrible though. It's just not as clean as I would like. This is actually a drafting tape. I have a different art tape, but I didn't know where it was and I was too lazy to go and get it. Go. Well, there wasn't too much on the bleeding. I was expecting it more on the seams. There we go. I like it. It's kind of a fun texture, fun extra stuff. I like the gold. I really like the gold. It's got a nice little sheen to it. Awesome. Well, it was fun. I might have to do more of these live streams. Thanks for hanging out with me, Kate, and I hope everybody watching the replay enjoyed all of that. This is kind of my thank you for 3,000 subscribers. I can't believe that I've actually gotten this far, so I was not expecting that, so I really do have to thank each and every subscriber for making this a reality for me. So I have plans to do even more, and yeah, I don't plan on quitting yet. Thank you, Kate. I really appreciate that. I hope you get a good night's sleep. And I guess I will talk to the rest of all y'all's later on. I'll see you later, peeps.